You shot straight, but you shot late. Holla at me. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Flying through the 12, I don't see nobody outside. Pussy boy, you don't get no rep on doing drive-bys. They got caught lacking, the whole world wanna know why. Went out to eat on his birthday. 4 shot, 3 dead in the worst way. Damn.
Family friend of Kenyatta and Trevon Bullard tells News4Jax that the two brothers were out with Royale Smith and Jacoby Grover Tuesday night celebrating Smith's birthday when the celebration turned to tragedy. Police say the men were all riding together in this car on Town Center Parkway when people in another car that pulled up beside them started shooting at them. Kenyatta Bullard, who goes by the nickname Ace, was the only person in the car who survived the attack. A family friend says Kenyatta Bullard is an aspiring rap artist. His younger brother, Trevon, goes by the name Quan. He had just graduated from Richview High School last week. Kashawn Price graduated with him. He says he learned about Trevon's death through social media.
I went on my Instagram, it was all over my feed. It was crazy.
A shooter or shooters on the run after 4 teens are gunned down to the south side. What we're learning about the men killed in a drive-by shooting. 18-year-old Trevon Bullard, 19-year-old Jacoby Grover, and 18-year-old Royale Smith. They lost their lives late last night.
Police say the shooter followed the 3, along with a 4th survivor, from a restaurant at the St. John's Town Center to the Town Center Parkway, then opened fire. Sheriff Mike Williams says this shooting is gang-related, not an accident.
Do you feel like you got money on your head?
I done heard a few rumors in the streets, but yeah, something like
because
that.
I've heard you say that before. I've heard multiple people say that before publicly, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a crazy figure? Are we talking big money, or is this bullshit, or?
I say it's a pretty penny. Shit, so like that, it's a pretty penny.
If I'm hearing niggas got money on my head, I'm definitely moving out of town.
Yeah, you're right, but yeah, I feel like it's about how you play it, how you move, who you trust.
Yeah, because this is like your 4th time, escaping, shootouts and shit. Well, I seen 4th time in 8 years?
Yep. It was this year, last year, I think 2 years before that, and then when I got shot when I was before that, yep.
The pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. You already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address of Julio Foolio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up. Got me drinking, cuz. I don't even drink, cuz.
You supposed to have a chaser.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday!
Everybody got their shot, put their shot in the air, man. Okay, David. Everybody take that shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3. Got my brother with me, he done popped out for me for my birthday. He done top there with silver lit. Oh God, yeah. We came deep and fuck for my birthday, man. Everybody come like a spell. No counts, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as hell. We deep as hell. 20 deep. Lit everywhere we go.
A crime scene taking up this whole parking lot behind me. This is a Holiday Inn right across the street from USF. Here, 4 people were shot and so were 2 cars. Police say they are also now a part of the investigation. A birthday celebration that took a turn for the worst. Now cars filled with bullet holes are at the center of an investigation to find out why famous rapper Julio Foolio, who just turned 26, was shot dead early this morning.
At this point, it's part of the investigation, but it seems that they might have been coming here to the hotel to get a room.
After a social media post from Julio Foolio said he and his friends were kicked out of an Airbnb. They found themselves at this Holiday Inn where hotel guests like Jeremiah Claypool had to be escorted to and from their rooms post gunshots.
I only heard one. It woke me up, but apparently there were more than that.
Police say they got the call at 4:40 this morning. Julio Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones, was confirmed dead at the scene while 3 other shooting victims were taken to the hospital. No one has been arrested in connection to this shooting.
You know, we always say it, but in cases like this, it really does make the difference. If you saw something, if you heard something, any little detail can help us figure out what happened here this morning.
For now, investigators will lean on federal agencies and work with hotel surveillance video to help determine how the shooting events took place. Also, interviews from witnesses like Claypool.
Say man, hey man, it's OG Jucario. Now I'm back at you with another one. And bad news travels fast. And unfortunately, I had to come spin the YouTube block about Julio Foolio, a Florida drill rapper who was ambushed, gunned down at a Holiday Inn that he tried to get a room at after he was kicked out of his Airbnb during his birthday weekend celebration. His birthday was actually on a Friday, but he was celebrating all weekend, right? He had a bunch of things planned and lined up, and he even took to his Instagram to post the address of the Airbnb that he was giving his pool party at, right? Inviting people out. And many would say, well, why would he do that? Why would he drop his address? Well, I guess that's how he was feeling, you guys. He just wanted everybody to know what he had going on, apparently, right? And after getting kicked out of this Airbnb by the police, he even posted about that on his IG, right? He was headed over to the Holiday Inn. But before all that occurred, he went out and he partied a few places, a couple of spots. The places and the spots that he went to go kick it at before his death occurred at that Holiday Inn, you know, nothing happened to Julio Foolio. He had an entourage of 20 people with him, as he said in the video, and everybody was looking like they were just hanging out and chilling, right? A female on IG was inviting him to a club called Truth 18, where he indeed showed up at, and the DJ confirmed that he showed up, and she also went live showing that Julio Foolio and his entourage was at this Truth 18 club. And guess what? Nothing happened at this club. No shootouts or no altercations were reported, right? And he had an entourage of 20 people, as he showed in that video when he showed up to that club, Truth 18, right? But apparently later on in the morning at 4:40, law enforcement got a call that, you know, it was a shooting that occurred there at that Holiday Inn. The Florida rapper, Julio Foolio, who rapped about dissing his dead ops, going to the grave sites and making videos about it and things of that nature. They're saying he's no longer with us, you guys, and may his soul rest in peace. The female who kept tagging Julio Foolio in her post on IG asking him to pull up to the Truth 18 club is catching a lot of backlash, and obviously they're saying that she had something to do with Julio Foolio being set up. But at the same time, like I said earlier, Julio Foolio showed up to that club and nothing happened. No kind of incidents took place. No shootings or whatsoever. All this occurred after, you know, he left this club and tried to get a room at this Holiday Inn, right? And this is after they got kicked out of the Airbnb. So all these events and the shooting happened way after the female invited him out to the Truth 18 club, right? Now, could the ops have been sitting on him and following him from that point? Sure, because, you know, with Julio Foolio showing up at that Truth 18 club, all they had to do was follow him from that location to the Airbnb and all the way back to the Holiday Inn. And such an odd time, wee hours in the morning, right? Almost at the crack of dawn, 4:40 in the morning, right? This shooting takes place, and Julio Foolio is dead on the scene when law enforcement arrives. At this point, nothing's coincidental, because Julio Foolio rapped about these young men that went out to eat for their birthday, and 3 of them lost their lives. And Youngin Ace, another popular drill rapper out of Florida, he ended up escaping death that time, but he was also shot, but he survived. And with Julio Foolio taking to the studio and doing this diss song and then doing a video about it, all at the gravesite, mocking their death, saying that they went out to eat for their birthday and got caught lacking and died in the worst way, right? This has all come back to haunt him because he was also gunned down on his birthday weekend while he was celebrating. Yikes. Wow. The news reported that the feds are also in on the investigation, trying to see what happened and who's involved, and surveillance cameras are being also pulled from the Holiday Inn location to see what type of vehicles and what type of suspects that they can come up with. And they're also calling on the public to, help out if they seen anything, if they heard anything that can also help leading up to the arrest of these suspects. They're putting that word out there as well. When asked in a Say Cheese interview if Julio Foolio knew if he had money on his head or not, he replied, well, yeah, he heard a couple of things in the streets, and some said they put 80,000, 100,000, or maybe even more on his head. And he was asked, well, why don't you move out of the city, man? Why are you still here? A lot of other popular rappers that are from Florida, they have moved out of the city that they have beef in, totally moved to a different, whole nother state, right? So why was Julio Foolio still hanging around? Well, he said that it's all according to how you move and, who you trust. Well, obviously in this situation right here, it caused him to lose his life. He was trusting a lot of people because we've seen a lot of people at his birthday celebration that he was drinking with, right, at that Airbnb. And then at the Holiday Inn, he obviously trusted people that he knew around him with this addy that he was dropping and the location he was at, thinking that everything was cool, everything was, fine with him hanging around these groups of people who wasn't going to sell him out. But unfortunately, we see what happened. So who knows who gave the addy out to where he was relocating to the Holiday Inn, right? Because how did the ops know that he was going to be at this Holiday Inn? Well, obviously, Julio Foolio did not drop his addy going to the Holiday Inn, but he did drop the addy at the Airbnb where nothing occurred at, right? But everything took place at this Holiday Inn where he tried to get a room at, and many people are still speculating on who could have gave his address. Well, as we've seen, so many people was in that entourage, man. Who can you trust? And apparently Julio Foolio was saying that he trusted people that was around him not to put him in a blender, right, and get him caught up in a situation like this. But all it takes is one person, one, shiesty and evil and a backstabbing, jealous, envious person, right, to give your location out to the enemies, people who don't like you, people who want to see you dead, right? And unfortunately for Julio Foolio, they got him gone and out the way. Time and time again, we hear about rappers, entertainers, actors, right? All these celebrities losing their lives on a Sunday. And many are saying this is a ritual day, as many are saying, well, hey, man, Julio Foolio had it coming to him, right? He was dissing dead ops and had a lot of problems and beefs with a lot of people. And it just so happened that he got caught lacking. And it happened to be on a Sunday, right? So many people are, dismissing the fact that rituals or sacrifices do happen on Sundays, right? But the history shows that if you look up and do research on these types of celebrity deaths, right, that Sunday seems to be a very popular day that these celebrities lose their lives on. Wow. In the aftermath of that shooting at that Holiday Inn at 4:40 a.m. in the morning, 2 vehicles were involved in that shooting. 4 people were shot, and 3 people are in stable condition at this moment. And unfortunately for Florida drill rapper Julio Foolio, he is now deceased. So y'all keep it locked to OG Jucario TV for more updates on this story. And until next time, you're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. And you already know what it is, man. It's deeper than booty hair. And guess what? I'm gone.